welcome to your practice. This practice will be an abbreviated version of the Hatha morning practice we've done on Tuesday mornings. So if you'd like the full practice, join us on Tuesday mornings on Zoom at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you enjoy practice today. So we'll begin seated. You might like to have a blanket or a towel underneath you, or a couple. Also welcome to sit in a chair, just so that your spine feels nice and tall. You feel like you don't have to do as much work to help that to happen. Another couple of props that might be nice are blocks. These are yoga blocks, and yet if you have a stack of books or blocks of your own, then go ahead and grab those as well. So we'll go ahead and close our eyes, or let the gaze lower towards the floor, and let your hands rest where they're comfortable, palms face down. So begin to notice your body in space as we begin our practice. Allow the legs and the hips to settle. Feel gravity and the earth support you. And then from there, visualize, sense, or see the spine with its natural curves, moving upward, or reaching upward gently towards the sky. You can move the shoulders a little bit, move the head and neck a little bit, just to find that length, and then return to stillness. Notice how it feels to be in your body today at this time. If there are any vulnerabilities you'd like to be aware of. And you might notice that the body is breathing. And simply allow the breath to take its natural pace. And over the next few breaths or so, allow the breath to move deeper towards the belly, the low ribs, and let the breath be smooth and even. So today's class, we are twisting. And physically, we want the spine to be tall when we twist, just as it is now. And we want to use our smooth, even breath to maintain the integrity of the twist. Twists are both heating and cooling, depending on the positioning and the effort, the mindfulness, where the attention goes. And so we will be creating some warmth at the beginning of our practice. And we'll be doing some releasing twists to release some excess heat towards the middle and end of our practice. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that as we move along. But for now, you might feel that the breath has found a nice pace. So let's use that pace as we inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. You can blink the eyes open or keep them closed. And then exhale, sweep the arms wide and down, palms face down. Inhale, feel the spine get a little bit longer as you reach up. Keep reaching through the top of your head as you ground through the sit bones, arms come down. One more just like that. Inhale, sweep wide and up overhead, lengthen through the arms. And then exhale, reach wide and down. This time we'll inhale, sweep the arms wide and up overhead, like you're carrying a big beach ball. And then let's twist towards the right. You can look towards the right. And keep the spine tall. Keep reaching through the top of the head as you release the hands down. So one hand behind you, little kickstand, other hand over to opposite leg. And then as we inhale, come out of the twist a little bit, maybe look forward. And then exhale, use your belly to come into the twist. So inhale, gently rotate the shoulders forward. And then exhale, move into the twist. And notice where you're feeling this. Okay, and maybe in the belly, the low ribs, the low mid-back. Stay here, an extra breath. And then gently release it. Reach the arms up and overhead again. Re-lengthen the spine. And then twist towards the left and release the hands down. So both sit bones grounded equally. As you inhale, soften out of the twist. And as you exhale, use your abdominals to rotate the shoulders. Just a couple more like that. Release as you inhale. Feel the breath move into the body. And as you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine. And again, notice the relationship. Twists are about relationships between body parts, also between us and our environment. Release here. Reach the arms up and overhead. And then release the hands down. Nice. Maybe close the eyes again. Feel any sensation you feel around the torso, the spine. And then let's blink the eyes open. We'll roll over the shins and come onto hands and knees. You can move your blanket out of the way or place it underneath the knees for a little more padding. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, and exhale, press into the hands around the spine. Keep going just like that, just about 5 rounds here. Again, notice the relationship, what's moving here. Shoulders, hips, spine, rib cage, head. Last couple rounds. Then we'll come back to center. You can widen the knees just a little bit. And then place your left hand underneath your face. Sweep your right arm up and overhead. You can look up if you like. And then exhale, dive that right hand behind the left. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, sweep that arm up again. Press into the knees, bottom hand. And exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale to twist. Nice. And then go ahead and release. Place your right hand underneath your face. Press down. Sweep that left arm out to the side and up. And then take your twist. Again, notice what's stable here to allow you to move in the spine. So hips and legs, very stable. This bottom arm, very stable. And we can move through the mid-back, upper back here. Reach up, last round. And hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward about a handprint, tuck the toes, and we'll lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And right away, start to move here. And the goal is to get length in the spine now. So more than straightening the legs or pressing the head between the arms, really move the hip bones, the sit bones, up and back, and press into your hands and feel your spine getting a little longer. And then we'll come back to center. Let your heels be heavy. No need for the heels to touch the floor. And as you inhale, tap the knees to the floor, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. A couple more like that. Inhale, forward. Press into the hands. Move the sit bones up and back. And again, lengthening the spine. And now you can stick with this or rock forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. And then as you come to down dog, reach your right hand to the opposite leg. Look underneath that left armpit. Inhale, come back to plank. Exhale and twist. Reach for whatever you can grab there. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale back. So another little twist here. And warm up through all the major joints in the body as well. And then coming back to your plank pose and back to downward facing dog. Look forward, bend the knees, step, walk, or float towards the top of your mat, and forward fold. Widen the feet. And you can keep the hands on the shins or on the floor, let your head hang, or grab opposite elbows and gently sway from side to side. Notice that the body is breathing here. Then release the hands, bend the knees a lot, round up the spine. Keep the knees bent till the last moment here. And we'll come on back, or we're coming to our first mountain pose. So bring the feet a comfortable distance apart, arms down by your sides. Again, those ideas of lengthen the spine before, during, and after the twist, and smooth, steady breath. So press down into your feet as you exhale, and as you inhale, feel it zipping up through the inseam of the legs, the spine, and through the top of the head. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Palms face forward. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, taking some moon salutations. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees, the head, the neck. Lift, halfway, lengthen. And then step your right foot back and the knee comes down. Here's where a block might be handy. So maybe place a block underneath that right hand to give you a little bit of lift. So in our lunge here, we're going to take a twist. So again, the legs, the hips are stable. As you inhale, sweep your left arm back behind you, up and overhead, and around and forward. Making that arm longer than it was before as you trace a circle with the fingertips here. Last one, reach and release. Left hand inside your left foot. Lift your back knee, turn your back toes out, and we'll move into Skandasana. So a little side to side action here. Continue to lengthen the spine through the top of the head. And you can take your block with you if you like as we turn to the back of our mats. Drop that back knee down. Left hand down, reach your right arm back, around and up. Reach forward. 2 more. And then release that right hand inside the right foot. Lift your back leg. Turn the toes out. And Skandasana again. Bring your block with you if you like. Coming forward to the facing the top of your mat, lunge, and then plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, down dog. Reach for opposite shin. Coming back to plank pose. Reach other hand to opposite shin, calf, or ankle. Plank pose. And back to downward facing dog. Look forward, bend the knees, step, hop, or float towards the top of your mat. And forward fold. Rise to stand. Touch the sky, sweep that moon-like circle, and then reach the arms down. Other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift, halfway lengthen. And then step that left foot back and the knee comes down. Again, a block might be handy underneath your left hand. Get the dog fur off of the mat. And then sweep the arm out, around, up, and overhead. That back foot, the toes can be tucked or top of the foot flat to the floor. But really concerned about getting length on the side body here. And then right hand inside the right foot. Lift your back knee, turn the back toes out, and then Skandasana here. So you can stay a little bit more upright this time, or you can release the hands to the floor. Either way, a little shift from side to side. And then we'll turn to face the back of our mat. Bring your block with you if you were using it. Back knee down. Inhale, left arm reaches back behind you, up and overhead. Super lengthy from tailbone through that top hand. And notice the relationship, right? So both feet, that bottom hand are very stable. The legs and hips stable. Hand inside the front foot. Lift your back knee, turn the toes out. And again, Skandasana. You can stay a little more upright. You can start to lower the hips a little bit farther towards the floor here. And then let's come to the top of our mats. Back knee comes down. Inhale, sweep that arm back, around and up. Lots of length along the right side of the spine. Release the hands to frame your front foot. Lift your back knee, step to plank pose. Back to down dog. Reach one hand to opposite shin or ankle. Plank pose. One hand to opposite shin, knee, ankle, whatever you can grab, and plank pose. Coming back to downward facing dog. Look forward again. Step, walk, or float towards the top of your mat. And forward fold. Rise to stand, touch the sky. And let's bring hands to heart center here. So let's take a moment just to recalibrate. Okay? After a couple of rounds of moon salutations, take a moment to notice your feet are on the ground, your head's reaching, your shoulders soft, top of the head reaching towards the sky. Notice the natural curves of your spine here. And again, notice how the body's breath, the body breathing, maybe has changed. Maybe a little more vigorous and deep, the heart's beating. And then from here, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, sweep the arms wide and forward fold. Lift halfway, lengthen, and then bend the knees, sink the hips. So the feet can be a comfortable distance apart, or maybe you try something else. Maybe the big toes touch, maybe the heels touch. Find a comfortable position. Notice what happens in the hips. And then as we inhale, lengthen the top of the head as you lift the torso, hands to the heart. So steady here in awkward chair. So building a little bit of warmth. Again, it's summertime, Pitta season, so warmth is good, but it is hot, okay, in the environment around us, and like increases like. So we'd rather not add to the heat, right? Warmth is okay. We don't want to burn out. So at any time, feel free to come up into mountain pose, take a break, and then settle back into your chair pose. So inhale, sweep the arms wide into a T, keeping the spine nice and tall. And then as you exhale, bring that left hand outside the right knee, press them into one another. And from there, reach the heart, the top hand up. You can let your head rest where it's comfortable, in line with the spine. Okay? And then look down at the knees. Notice if the knees have gotten into the twist. Can you let the knees be fairly in line? And notice that the twist moves from the navel on up. Last breath here. And then coming back to your chair pose. Again, feel free to stay there if you need more warmth, or coming into mountain pose, give yourself a little bit of a break. And then from here, we'll settle back into chair if you were not there already. Lift the heart, sweep the arms wide. And then this is our cue to keep the spine super tall as we twist and place that right hand outside the left knee. As you inhale, reach up through the heart. Again, maybe do a little check of the knees. And notice the heating quality of this twist, right? So we're holding it, but we're breathing steady. And then release, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, tall mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Lift the heart, reach forward. And exhale, forward fold. Tractioning the spine. Inhale, reach forward. And then exhale, step your right foot back. The heel stays up this time. Bend into that front knee. And we reach the arms and torso upright into our crescent lunge. Okay? So I'm going to move back a little bit because we're going to be moving into a balance here and I need a little more space. This back knee can be bent or a little bit more elongated, totally up to you. But feel that the earth is supporting you as you reach the arms up. So we get some length in the side waist here. Keep the breath nice and easy as you bring the hands to heart center and lean forward. This airplane pose variation. So the spine stays long, right? There's one long line from the back heel up through the top of the head. And then from here, again, feel free to use your blocks for your hands or bring hands to the floor. Or for more of a challenge, keep the hands at the heart as we shift our weight up and over that front leg for a warrior three. And again, hands can come down here for support and steadiness. That back leg is strong and cues the spine to stay long as we place our right hand to the floor or to our block and sweep our left arm out to the side and up. Again, looking down for more steadiness or up for a little more challenge. And then as you're ready, soften. Hands to the floor, to the heart. Bend that front knee, step back. Crescent lunge, reach up, spine tall. And then hands to the floor, downward facing dog. All right, re-lengthen, maybe a little sigh out of the mouth. And then look forward from here. Step or help that right foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. We'll come into our crescent lunge on the other side. So adjust your costume if you need to. And find that length, right? Hands come to heart center. Breath is as smooth as you can. Lean forward into your airplane pose. So this back leg cues the spine to stay super long as you come towards your warrior three. Again, hands to the floor right away or hands to the heart. I'm going to get into my divider here in a minute. And then let's reach our left hand to the floor or to a block. Re-lengthen the spine as you sweep that right arm out to the side and up for your revolved half moon. Soften and release. Back foot comes down, reach the arms up, lengthen, and back to downward facing dog. Rock forward to plank pose and shift back to that down dog twist. Reach opposite hand to leg, coming back to plank pose and down dog twist. Back to plank pose and downward facing dog. This time we'll look forward, step or help that left foot forward. Turn the toes, the body to face the wide edge of your mat. Blocks can be helpful here again, underneath the hands. Feet as wide as you wish, a little closer. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, soften the knees, the shoulders, the head, and forward fold. So again, we're just looking for length in the spine and in the side waist. So hands can reach back through the feet here. Arms can also reach forward. It's kind of a variation of down dog. I like this one sometimes to get some length along the sides of the body. You can move the hips back. And then walk the hands underneath the shoulders as you lift halfway. We'll take a little twist from here. So right hand underneath your face. Sweep that left arm out to the side and up. And then just like we did on hands and knees, sweep that left arm behind the right and reach for whatever you can grab. Okay, so thigh, knee, shin, ankle, and take your twist. So you're looking underneath this right arm here. You can kind of lift that elbow a little bit. You can reach that top arm forward. Let it be a little kickstand here. And for me, my hips kind of go with me a little bit. That's fine, especially if you have some low back or sciatic issues. Go with what works for the comfort in those areas, right? And then let's come back to center. Reach the top of your head forward. Place your left hand underneath your face. Again, a block is nice here. Reach that right arm out to the side and up. Get super long. And then let's dive. That right arm behind the left or underneath the left. This is nice. I can even rest my head on this block. Finding out new things. And find your breath here. So for me, I notice that I've got some space in the back body to move my breath since it's a little constricted around the belly. And then let's release, come back to center, reach the heart forward. Bend the knees a lot, hands to the hips. Press down to lift up, and then slowly let yourself kind of recalibrate. So keep the knees soft. And then you can bend the knees again, heel toe, or hop the feet together. And we'll come to mountain pose. So we'll take another little balance here with the option for a twist. This might be where I didn't mention at the top there, but if you do have a scarf, you're welcome to use a scarf as kind of an extension of your arm for this twist here. So hands come to heart center. Press into your right foot and draw your left knee in towards your chest. So rather than just yanking this knee up, let's press down to draw the knee up. Nice. Spine stays tall. We reach the right hand for the left knee, again, to cue the heart to lift. And then maybe sweep that left arm out to the side and open and find your twist. And you can keep gazing forward or look to the side or even back. If you have a wall, it's kind of a nice prop to use. But let yourself breathe as smooth as you can. And then maybe you come out of the twist a little bit. Maybe this leg lengthens a little bit or a lot. And again, you reach for whatever you can grab, right? The knee never needs to be straight, but the spine wants to be long, right? So lift back up and into your twist, wherever you've chosen to land. And then let's release. So keep that leg or knee lifted as you release the hands up. Kick, kick, kick. And then slowly soften and release down. Nice. Shake it out. We will take the other side. Excuse me. So press down into your left foot to draw your right foot, knee to the chest. Opposite hand to knee. Again, lifting up. And then sweep that arm, shoulders off to the right. And allow the body to make those little micro adjustments there. Your breath is breathing. Again, you can choose to kick that lifted leg long. You can reach for whatever you can grab. Okay? And then lift back up. Tailbone descends as the top of the head lifts. And from here, keep that leg lifted, whether bent or straight. Release the arms to the sky. And then slowly release foot down, hands to heart. Nice. Coming back to the top of our mats. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, lengthen. And let's step back to downward facing dog. Again, pedal the feet. Excuse me. Move here. Re-lengthen through the side waist, and then we'll lower the knees. Knees can come wide or closer together, and we'll move back into child's pose. So you can stay a little more upright if this gives you more space for breath. You can lower the head to fists, Hands are to the floor. Arms can be straight or bent. There's lots of options here. Breathe into the back body. Feel all that is touching the earth. So in deep contrast to that balance we just did, there's lots of support now. And we'll come on back up. We'll shift our hips to one side. And hopefully we'll start to notice in these next twists something a little bit different than in our standing postures, all right? So a little bit different sensation, different feeling. So sit up nice and tall. And again, a blanket might be nice underneath the hips. Draw that right knee in towards the chest. The foot can come wide to give you more space for the chest and the belly, or come towards center. We'll take an open twist first. So left hand behind you as a kickstand, reach that right arm up. And then the elbow comes inside the knee, gentle press as you open towards the left. So notice how this twist feels in the body. There's a little bit more space for the belly and the chest here. As we'll take the opposite here in a moment. So unwind your twist, reach the arms up and overhead. Right hand comes behind you, left elbow wraps around or blocks this right knee. And we'll allow ourselves to breathe smoothly here. So more than anything, we'd like to keep the low back long. So not over-rounded or overly curved in, somewhere in the middle. And then we'll release that, come back to center Dandasana, both legs nice and long. Taking a moment to notice the difference between right and left side. And then we'll draw the left knee in, again, either wide or close, taking our open twist. Right fingertips behind you, left arm reaches up, and then take your twist. So probably about 50% pressure of your maximum pressure on this knee. So we're not cranking in any way. We allow the body to unfold into the twist. Open twist, let's take the closed twist and notice any differences. As you reach your left fingertips behind you, lift the heart. And then again, either wrap the knee or block the knee as you twist. Shoulder blades soften down the back. And then let's release. Dandasana here. Again, to re-lengthen the spine, press the palms or the fingertips down by the hips as you lift up through the heart. Nice deep breaths here. And then keep that length in the spine, like the pelvis is rotating forward over the hip bones as you lengthen the heart forward, top of the head forward into our Paschimottanasana. The legs can be quite bent here. So each day the pose will look a little bit different. So maybe the feet are a little wider today. Maybe the knees are bent or a little more extended. But either way, the low back stays long. Rest your gaze or close the eyes. Last couple breaths here. And we begin or continue to turn inward. And engage the bottom of the belly as you begin to lengthen up out of the pose and come off of your blanket here. We're going to come onto our backs. Rolling down onto the back here. Heels close to your seat, knees nice and bent. Move this mic pack off to one side. Arms down by your sides. And we'll take a couple of gentle bridges here as to, again, feel that length in the spine. So inhale, lift lift the hips, press into the arms, and then exhale to lower. So nothing too crazy here. Again, about 50% of your maximum as you lift and lower. Feel that gentle curve at the low back and the back of your neck. We want to keep that. And then from here, stay for an extra breath or two. You could shimmy the shoulders a little bit closer together. But again, we want to keep that curve at the back of the neck. And we'll lift the heels and round down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Let your arms come wide, maybe the palms face up, let the feet come wide, and a gentle rock from side to side. So notice what sensations you felt, if you can remember, in that chair twist, okay, where we were standing and actively rotating in the spine. And notice the difference in sensation around the torso, the spine, in our supine twist here. The next time the knees fall to the right, go ahead and let them stay. You can tuck a blanket underneath the knee if you wish. Give a little more support. And you can let your head turn to the side. And here we soften into the twist. Again, very different than our active twist here, a little more cooling, soothing. Let your belly expand and release. And we'll come back to center, head to center, knees to center, and we'll shift to the other side. So knees to the left. Again, feel free to tuck a bolster or a blanket underneath that bottom knee. As Tortilla joins us here. And then we'll come back to center. Draw the knees into the chest, hug them in. You wrap your hands around your knees here. You can rock from side to side. I'll keep Tortilla occupied. And then take any final pose that you might need, final stretch you might need before our final relaxation. So that may be another twist. That may be drawing one knee into the chest and then the other. Just take a few moments here to find a restorative pose. Maybe that's legs towards the sky for a few moments. Maybe I'll take that as I keep Tortilla occupied. You want to sit for a moment so you're not in the... Have your backside to the camera, huh? All right, and then if you haven't made your way towards Shavasana, go ahead and rest on the back. Again, take any props you might need, a blanket under the knees or underneath the head, something over the body if you'd like, an eye pillow if you'd like. The knees can stay bent, or you can let the legs come long and let the feet flop open. Allow the arms to come away from the body, palms face up. Tortilla's going to join us here. We're just going to take just a minute here to rest. So feel the back body, those natural curves of the spine. Notice what's touching the earth and let those parts sink a little bit deeper. And gently close the eyes. And the next time you inhale, take a deep inhale through the nose. Fill the heart, the rib cage, the belly. And as you exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Feel the back body sink. Let's take a few more like that. Inhale through the nose. Fill up the body here. And exhale through the mouth. Feel the back body sink. One more. And return to your natural breath. And allow your body to rest and absorb your practice. You are welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. I'd highly recommend it. At least 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes if you can, but at least a few more minutes if it's possible. If it's time for you to move on, go ahead and deepen your breath slowly. Once again, feel your body resting on your mat. And as the breath gets deeper, you can start to wiggle fingers and toes. And gently rock your head from side to side. Taking your time as you start to move and stretch. We'll make our way on to the side body if you're joining me. Again, I highly encourage to stay in Shavasana. And if you're moving back to a comfortable seat here, sitting up nice and tall. Hands come to heart center, taking a moment to acknowledge your practice, offering gratitude to your mind, your body, your breath, and gratitude for this time together. As you move out into the world today, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, a deep peace in your heart. You can blink the eyes open and return as you're ready. So thank you for practicing with me today. As you move out into the world today, notice how your spine feels after those twists, both active and passive. Heating and cooling, activating and softening. And I'll look forward to practicing with you again soon. Take good care.